Hello and a very good evening. You're watching the news at 6 on Rajya Sabha television with me, Frank Pereira. Here are the headlines. NDA presidential nominee Nath resigns as Bihar governor meets Home Minister Rajnath Singh in Delhi. TDP, TRS, BJD, YSR Congress and Lok Janshakti Party back his candidature. Government plans GST from midnight of June 30th function to be held at the Central Hall of Parliament to mark India's biggest tax reform. Prime Minister Narendra Modi arrives in Lucknow for a two-day visit. He will be the chief guest at the International Yoga Day event on Wednesday. And UK loses first battle with the European Union over the timetable for Brexit talks. EU's chief negotiator Michel Barnier warns that a trade accord will not be fleshed out until after the UK leaves in less than 2 years. Nath resigned from the post of Governor of Bihar today. His resignation was accepted by President Pranab Mukherjee. West Bengal Governor Keshri Nath Tripathi has been given additional charge as Bihar governor. The opposition will hold a meeting on June 22nd to select its presidential candidate.
NDA's presidential candidate Nath Kovind resigned as Bihar governor on Tuesday. His resignation has been accepted by President Pranab Mukherjee. Earlier in the day, Kovind met Home Minister Rajnath Singh, who conveyed his best wishes on the candidature. BJP announced Kovind's nomination for the president's post on Monday, a move welcomed by the Telugu Desam Party, the TRS, BJD, YSR Congress and the Lok Janshakti Party.
पवित्र विचारों वाले व्यक्ति हैं और मैं समझता हूं कि उस उच्च पद के लिए उनकी गरिमामयी उपस्थिति उस स्थान पर निश्चित रूप से उस पद को सुशोभित करेगी.
The opposition, however, may not support Kovind's candidature. While Kovind's selection has left parties like the BSP and the Trinamool Congress confused, the opposition parties are likely to meet on June 22nd to elect their joint candidate.
There is no consensus that way. So the parties in opposition are meeting on 22nd to decide their strategy, to decide their future course of action. As far as left parties are concerned, we have been saying contest for president has become battle of ideologies. It has become a battle for safeguarding the Indian Constitution. In such a situation, we wish the opposition parties take a common stand to face this contest.
However, the BJP is unlikely to face a tough fight from the opposition. The Electoral College, which elects the president, has a total of 10,98,882 votes. BJP and its allies currently have 5,37,683 votes, marginally away from the halfway mark of 5,49,442. The opposition has 3,91,739 votes, with the rest of the 1,44,302 votes undecided. 71-year-old Kovind is likely to file his nomination papers on June 23rd. The elections will be held on July 17th and the counting of votes will take place on July 20th. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Well, Finance Minister Arun Jaitley today said that the GST will be implemented across the country from July 1st. He said that the Prime Minister and the President will announce this at the function that will be held at the Central Hall of Parliament on the night of June 30th. Jaitley reiterated that GST will strengthen the economy of the country.
Finance Minister Arun Jaitley has said the goods and services tax regime will be launched in a 2-hour meeting of all MPs in Parliament's Central Hall on the midnight of June 30th. The meeting will be attended by President Pranab Mukherjee, Vice President Mohammad Habib Ansari, Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Lok Sabha Speaker Sumitra Mahajan and former Prime Ministers Manmohan Singh and H.D. Devegowda.
सभी राजनीतिक दलों का, सभी विधानसभाओं का, राज्य सरकारों का इसमें योगदान रहा और एक सरकार से आरंभ.
The readiness will be determined when you have to file your first return, which is 10th August. That also we have extended it to 15th September.
After the launch of GST's rollout at Parliament's Central Hall, President Pranab Mukherjee and Prime Minister Modi will give an hour-long speech on GST. 2 short films will also be shown to all MPs and invitees. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Well, Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Tuesday arrived in Lucknow for a 2-day visit to the Uttar Pradesh capital. He attended 2 programs at the Central Drug Research Institute and the APJ Abdul Kalam Technical University. During the function, Modi also gave allotment letters of houses under Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana to 20 beneficiaries. On Wednesday, Modi will participate in the International Yoga Day function at the Ramabai Ambedkar ground with over 60,000 participants. Several dignitaries, politicians and bureaucrats will take part in the event. Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath will also take part in the event. Huge security arrangements are in place for Modi's visit. Well, as Darjeeling continues to be in the grip of violence, the Gorkha Janmukti Morcha convened an all-party meeting on Tuesday. In the meeting, it was decided that they will meet Minister of State for Home Kiran Rijiju to press their demand of a separate Gorkha land. The all-party meeting had been called to discuss the next course of action against the state government's imposition of Bangla language in schools and to press for separate state of Gorkha land. Day on Tuesday. Except pharmacies, all other shops are closed. Well, after the signing of contracts for the Kudankulam Plant 5 and 6 nuclear plants, Russia is looking at new locations in India for its next phase of nuclear power plants. Moscow is insistent that the site should be in a state that is not only politically stable, but also offer a smooth land acquisition.
Upbeat about its good relations with India, Russia is proposing to build 6 more nuclear reactors in India with its latest technology. The new additions are being proposed for Andhra Pradesh, although the time frame is yet to be decided.
Спасибо. Этот вопрос мне приятен, потому что мы буквально соглашение подписали недавно. Я понимаю, что вы ожидаете, что после подписания соглашения будет закладываться первый бетон. Итак, подписано соглашение на 5-6 блок. Для нас это важное событие. И мы рассчитываем, что в ближайший месяц мы подпишем основные контракты в связи с этим соглашением.
Atomstroy Export is a part of Russian nuclear energy giant Rostom that's contracting the nuclear reactors in India. It's already running the 2 nuclear reactors in Kudankulam. Construction of 2 new ones has started, while contracts for Kudankulam 5 and 6 will be given in July. Both Korea and China are also eyeing the Indian civil nuclear market. But so far, the comfort level in India and Russia relations is tipping the scales in Kremlin's favor.
Планируем подписать контракты в ближайший месяц.
We are planning to sign the contracts in the nearest months.
Это основные контракты, связанные с выполнением проектных работ, выполнением поставки основного оборудования и выполнением поставки прочего оборудования.
These are contracts related to design works, first supply equipment and supply of other equipment.
Russians find it easy to deal with India in the field of nuclear cooperation. This has been helped in a big way by the financial troubles of America's Westinghouse Electric Corporation and the disinterest shown by General Electrics. Moreover, the emerging world order and the unpredictability of America's new regime is also contributing to make Russia a favored partner for nuclear cooperation.
The questions are being asked very naturally in India, whether Russia can manage construction of so many nuclear reactors at the same time. The answer is, Russia is already constructing 42 nuclear reactors all over the world simultaneously. The way nuclear energy industry is growing up, the day will come when nuclear energy industry will surpass the defense industry in Russia. Akhilesh Suman for Rajya Sabha Television with camera person MS Suros in Moscow.
Well, India's Mars orbiter mission, popularly known as MOM or Mangalyaan, completes 1,000 Earth days in its orbit today. The interplanetary mission of ISRO was launched on 5th November 2013 and was inserted into Martian orbit on the 24th of September 2014 in its first attempt. The Mars orbiter mission is credited with many laurels like cost effectiveness, short period of realization and mini authorization of payloads. The Mars color camera has produced more than 715 images so far. Mangalyaan is in good health and continues to work as expected. Let's now take a look at some more developments from across the country in Nationwide. India renominated Justice Dalveer Bhandari for another 9-year term as ICJ judge. Bhandari was elected in April 2012 during balloting in both the General Assembly and the Security Council to a seat on the Hague-based World Court. His current term will end on February 2018. Elections to the World Court will be held in November. The CBI on Tuesday issued notice to TMC MLA Iqbal Ahmed to appear on June 22nd in connection with the Narendra sting case. The Central Probe Agency is probing the matter on a direction from Calcutta High Court. The agency has registered complaint against 12 senior Trinamool leaders, including lawmakers, ministers and an IPS officer. The Home Ministry extended the visa of Bangladeshi author Taslima Nasreen for 1 year. Taslima is living in exile since she left Bangladesh in 1994 in the wake of threats to her by fundamentalist groups. She has also stayed in the US and Europe during the last 2 decades. Taslima had also applied for permanent residency in India, but no decision has been taken so far. According to municipal reports released, 87 cases of dengue have been reported till June 17th in Delhi. Nearly 150 cases of chikungunya reported this year, with 9 of them being recorded this month. The authorities have been making a comprehensive plan in the matter, while the civic bodies are keeping a tab on mosquito breeding in and out of homes through regular monitoring. A complaint was filed against 8 engineers of UP Irrigation Department in connection with alleged financial irregularities in the Gomti Riverfront project. The case was lodged after the state government clarified that it will not hesitate in filing a complaint against officials. Well, it's time for a short break now, but news and updates will continue on the other side. Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
The sacred relics of Buddha were unearthed in Piprava in Uttar Pradesh. Buddhist monks from all over the world visit the National Museum to pay their respects. These charred bone fragments of Buddha are housed in the gold canopy gifted by the royal family of Thailand.
Her sword's ray flashed, lightning-like, from behind the screen. With a royal blow, she tore away the wheel. She showed her face sun from behind the screen. The lioness showed so much force that brave men bent low before her.
Life and Times of Rajya Sultana, this week on Talking History on Rajya Sabha TV.
Once a private game reserve of the Royal House of Jaipur, Ranthambore. This national park and tiger reserve is one of the world's best known wilderness areas. Located 14 kilometers from Savai Madhopur. Ranthambore offers some of the finest opportunities for sighting the magnificent tiger in the wild. Comprising 1,334 square kilometers of wild jungle scrub, hemmed in by rocky ridges, and at its center is the 10th century Ranthambore fort. The dainty cheetal, sambar deer, the blue bull antelope or nilgai, rhesus macaque, langur, and an incredible variety of birds. Amidst a setting of dhok, fig and banyan trees makes a visit to this park a delight.
This is Kibutu in Arunachal Pradesh, East Point East on the map of India. Kibutu is dangerously close to the Chinese pressure point. We see first-hand and unseen areas of sand dunes and see how BSF is guarding this difficult territory along the Indo-Pak borderline. We are now slowly entering into the interior-most parts of the Sir Creek area. Indo-Tibetan Border Police Force justifies each word of this thing. Watch super exclusive episodes of National Security Series only on Rajya Sabha television.
Welcome back. You're watching Rajya Sabha television. Well, ahead of Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit to the US, the Commerce Ministry on Tuesday said bilateral trade was a win-win situation for both countries, even though the balance of trade is not in America's favor. The US has started a review of its trade policy with countries with which it has adverse trade balance. India is currently the 9th largest goods trading partner of the US, with bilateral trade at $67.7 billion in 2016. The US goods trade deficit with India stood at $23.3 billion in 2016.
India is ninth in that list of countries, so certainly we would figure, but we are confident that our exports to the United States are a win-win for both countries.
Well, 8 Afghan security guards were killed in a shooting at the largest American base in Afghanistan's North Parwan province. The guards were ambushed on Monday night on their way back to Bagram airfield. Militant outfit Taliban claimed responsibility for the attack, in which 2 guards were injured. Taliban has stepped up attacks to expand its hold by launching large-scale attacks in war-torn Afghanistan. Well, the UK, meanwhile, has lost its first battle with the European Union over the timetable for Brexit talks. The bloc's chief negotiator, Michel Barnier, has warned that the consensus or other consequences of leaving would be substantial. Britain gave in to demands from EU to first discuss the terms of its divorce before moving on to talks about a future trade deal. Britain has said that it wants to free trade agreement with Europe's common market, but the EU has made it clear that a trade deal can be talked about only when the UK leaves in less than 2 years. This is a clear rebuff to British Prime Minister Theresa May's ambition of wrapping up a new free trade agreement quickly. The discussions that began on Monday are just the beginning of a long, complicated and confrontational process. The UK has until midnight on March 29, 2019 to leave the EU with or without a deal.
This first session was useful, indeed, to start off on the right foot as the clock is ticking. Today, we agreed on dates. We agreed on organization, and we agreed on priorities for the negotiation. In the first step, we will deal with the most pressing issues we must lift the uncertainty caused by Brexit. We want to make sure that the withdrawal of UK happens in an orderly manner.
Today marks the start of a journey for the United Kingdom and for the European Union. There's a long way to go, but we're off to a promising start. We have taken the first critical steps together. Now we have a shared responsibility to deliver quick and substantive progress. It was clear from the opening that both of us want to achieve the best possible outcome and the strongest possible partnership, one that works for the UK and for the EU.
Well, a report into the Grenfell Tower fire says that London firefighters had left the building after putting out a refrigerator blaze before it flared up and raced through the 24 stories. The June 14 disaster left 79 people dead. The report adds weight to claims that the exterior cladding on the building caused the flames to spread so quickly. It has also been revealed that 4 government ministers were aware that the fire regulations were being ignored at the building, putting residents at risk. It has also raised questions about the fire safety of old tower blocks in the UK without automatic sprinkler protection. Well, here's a roundup of all the other international news in Global Buzz. Well, China today hinted at blocking a UN ban on Pakistan-based JEM leader Masood Azhar, once again saying that disagreements prevail in the UN committee related to terrorism issues. Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesman Geng Shuang said that we have talked about our position many times. We believe the principles of objectivity and professionalism and justice will be upheld. Donald Trump attacked the brutality of the North Korean regime following the death of American student Otto Warmbier, who was jailed in the country for 17 months. The US president offered his condolences after news broke that the young man died while transported back to the United States from North Korea. More than 1,000 members of the fire brigade battled Portugal's deadliest forest blaze that killed dozens over the weekend. And the casualties included a fireman who died from his injuries in the hospital, bringing the toll to at least 64. 70% of the wildfires in central Portugal were under control on Tuesday. Australia suspended air combat missions over Syria after Russia threatened that it will treat any plane from the US-led coalition flying west of the Euphrates River as a potential target. As a precautionary measure, Australian Defence Force strike operations into Syria have temporarily ceased. The Australian Department of Defence confirmed today. French Defense Minister Sylvie Goulard announced her resignation over a fake job scandal that hit her small centrist Modem party. Goulard, who was previously member of the European Parliament, said she could not remain in the government while there was a possibility that she could be investigated over alleged misuse of expenses at that parliament. Well, India will take on world number 4, the Netherlands, in their final Pool B match of the Hockey World League semi-final in London in a short while from now. India, ranked 6th in the world, are presently at the top of Pool B with 3 wins from as many games. India defeated Scotland 4-1 in the first game and Canada 3-0 in the second before demolishing arch-rivals Pakistan 7-1 on Sunday. Meanwhile, Netherlands are placed second with 2 wins from 2 games. The winner of today's match will play the 4th place team in the quarterfinals.
Bilal was there though and just deflects it outside of the circle and away from danger, and Ali Shan just wants to keep possession.
Well, that's it on this newscast. Have a good evening.